Good evening, pretend football fans. It turns out that two separate studios are more expensive than PSBN's coffers seem to be, so now we're forced to sit at the same desk. You'll notice that I don't have my new patented hatchet.
Yeah.
That was unfair.
I disagree. I believe that Gage Laser was well within his reason to take that from you. There have been far too many incidents.
He called me irresponsible.
And I think he's absolutely right.
I am the most responsible in this entire show. Just so everybody knows. We can set the record straight there, surely.
You are a sham of a reporter, and no one out there believes you. And as for the PSBN not having the funding to have two studios, I'll have you know that is strictly because someone has been leeching from the coffers of the organization. Certainly not myself or our good commissioner, our good and just and right commissioner, Mikey Two Belts. Likely, it's someone that you know.
I will say one thing and one thing only, PSBN faithful. Viva la revolution!
Just get over yourself, Cycle.
This week on Psych Scalpel, I return with my normal scalpel now that the hatchet has been taken away. But that won't stop me from covering a Cleavers game. Let me tell you.
No. That we spoke about this at the buffet. This is not how we do things now.
Oh, all right, okay. I'm sorry.
You better.
I agreed. We had a gentleman's agreement. And I stand by all gentlemen's agreement. Okay. Well, instead, dear listeners, perhaps I will begin to tell you a tale. You know, to stand on top of the world and to cast one's gaze about and know for certain that all you see belong to you. Oh, well, isn't that a rare dream? How about in those rare dreams? Do the shadows not lengthen? Do the scum of the gutter always lurk, knives sharp, hunger gnawing at their bellies? The lion must work to preserve the throne, lest he be pulled down by the cackling hyena. So too did Cotcall once scoff at other teams, secure in the knowledge of their indefatigable strength, and all the while Tinky Winky Stinky Pinkies stroked their knives and waited for their moment to strike. Oh, well, at Dipsy's deserted dumpster dive and football arena, that was the setting for this massive downfall. Cotcall came to town, much as they always did, prepared to be the paragon, to have victory handed to them on a silver platter. Well, the Cotcall effort was led by Jake the Benz Browning, who scored 29.7 points. Not to be dismissed, Travis, my iron lung and gumbo goblin at the end, added 15.9 to the pile. Is that it? There's no more higher scoring players? Oh, do you hear that? Is that the lowing of the steed of doom? Oh, no other players even got close to breaking double digits, friends. In fact, two players, Hollywood Pablo Honey Brown and Terry Street Spirit McLaren, they each scored 0. 0. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. You want to know what the gloaming is, my friends? You need to look no further. It's double zeros. That's where it is. Ouch. Oof. Oh, my sides. Oh. Any substitution, even including PSBN staff favorite, Greg Dortch, a.k.a. Dortch, will do it. He would have done it. He would have scored not 0 points. I mean, look, Cod Call opens the mouth, expecting a lion's roar. What emerges? The squeaking of a church mouse. Well, Coach Dennis Adesso loves small mammals, and the Stinks were quick to capitalize on the lack of offensive output from Cod Call. Oily Derrick Henry mined 24.5 points from the earth, and Michael Smell My Pittman Jr. managed 22 points. Gardner the Stained Digit Minshew with 21.3 points up there. And Isaiah Brown Eye Pacheco scored 19.8. Do we need to go on at this point? Because I could. I could tell you about Puka Nacua, who set the bench on fire with 21.9 points. But why? Why, when the story is already coming to a grim end? The final tally was the Stinks walk to an easy 115, while Cod Call looks to regroup after a shameful 79.8 point game. The Stinks are now all but assured of their first place in the Death of Dinosaurs division, with the playoff berth is now locked and loaded for them. Cod Call, once the unquestioned titan of the $30 Bullet Magnet division, is now looking up, figuratively and literally, at the Lakers dirigibles. The king is dead. Long live the king. Well, welcome to Playoff Picture, being painted for you by, of course, Dr. Fung. Fed is coming up. It's already here. It's already spreading. 900 Med Fung. Get you back straight, partner.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about the playoff picture. 6 teams have been locked for the playoffs this year. They include the Tombstones.
Correct.
The Blimps.
Yes.
The Catskill Cleavers.
I suppose.
We've got the Cumberland Crew.
Of course.
Cod Call.
Yes.
And the Stinks.
Yeah, that's right. Division leaders, the Stinks, they sneak in at 8-5. And those teams are now a lock, you see. They will not miss the playoffs, so they get to avoid a little Fed, at least for a couple more weeks. However, there are still 3 teams that have a shot. The team currently in the driver's seat for our 7th and final playoff spot is the great commissioner, Mikey Two Belts, and the South Shartsville Gravy Legs. Right behind them, we have the Miami Uramies, and the Roswell 51ers can also make a run. So there is some craziness about at the top.
Indeed. Let's just put this scenario forward. It's the one that everyone is talking about. But if the Tombstones win, they get the bye.
Correct.
Now, if the Tombstones lose and the Dirigibles beat the Glorpers,
Yep.
the Cleavers beat the Mutes.
I mean, everyone beats the Mutes.
That is true. That is true. Cod Call beats the Uramies.
That's going to be a close game.
Yes, and the Crew beats Funky Butt Lovin'.
Poor Andrew.
It's true. That would create a 5-way tie. Or what we refer to here in the analyst business as the Doomsday Scenario.
Yeah, now we're not 100% sure what happens in the Doomsday Scenario. Does it just go to points? Do the teams joust or something? Maybe they participate in the PSBN physical challenge. Maybe there's another Royal Rumble to decide who gets in? Who knows? It's Doomsday!
Yeah, that is the nightmare scenario that a lot of things have to happen for that to happen, but we do have a DEFCON meter that will appear if that is.
Yeah, I mean, if necessary, our crack staff of digital asset people will find
of course.
the correct.
Yeah, they're good at that. They're good at that stuff. Okay, so what do we have if the scenario is that the tombstones lose to the gravy legs?
Yeah, now, so the gravy legs are also in a position to control their own destiny. Mikey Two Belts, when I should say, they beat the tombstones, they will ooze their way into the playoffs like a sweet-smelling burst sewer pipe. I love that.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Should the Tombstones prevail, and the Uramis beat Kotkal, and the 51ers manage to sink the Dirigibles, then those three teams would all have identical records, setting up a lesser, not quite as doomsday scenario.
Yeah, again, we don't know what happens with that scenario either. I have put forward multiple times that it should be a PSBN physical challenge with Devin Funchess, but we're not sure that's safe for anyone.
We're not really certain if it's legal or ethical. I suppose
that is absolutely true as well. I mean, look, it might come down to points scored. Unfortunately, if it is points, South Sharpsville does hold the edge there. They have piled up a lot of points.
Yeah, so even if those three teams end up in a three-way tie, South Sharpsville would get in. If only two of those teams end up tied, if Sharpsville should lose and the 51ers beat the Blimps, for example, if that was to happen, then it would go to head-to-head, and in a head-to-head battle, anything is possible. Now, now any other combinations of losses otherwise creates those head-to-head type of scenarios. And we did our best, not really, to figure out exactly how that breaks down. But our staff of crack analysts here at PSBN, that being us with Gage Laser and Craig when he's not out picking up the Panda Buffet for the real talent.
Yeah, hurry up, Craig, by the way. I'm starting to get extremely hungry.
Those egg rolls are delicious. Oh, my God. But that would create a spiraling mess of chaos that we won't know the answers to until Yahoo tells us so.
Yeah, that is true. Despite my time in the Phantom Zone at the hands of Renegade Wizard King Kef Juder, it's not magic, all right? It's the magic. Look, the name of the program, okay, is Pretend Football. Now, we are all aware of that, right? I mean, look, over here, maybe over here. Look, the monitor, which is around here somewhere, I'm going to tell you what, okay? Watch, pretend football, right? There's a picture of an orc right now playing football. Look, that's just an example. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, look at him go. He's having fun.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, orcs, they're physical choice. They have those bonuses to strength, really good strength scores. They have really good constitution, too.
Yeah, but they're like awful, like really bad dexterity and charisma. Like, it's not good at all.
Oh, but yeah, I know. But, they also have that rage ability when they're dropped to 0 hit points. Let's not... Okay, look. We got distracted by the pretendness of the football there. But...
what's important is that we know that it's pretend, and we know that someone else is going to do the correct scores.
That's right. You can count on us to regurgitate facts that we heard elsewhere on PSBN.
Now, Maul's matchup this week is rightfully and justly highlighting our dear commissioner.
No. If I can't talk about the Cleavers, you can't talk about the Gravy Legs. Did we not have a gentleman's agreement? Did we not shake?
I suppose we somewhat shook.
You would not protest over an egg roll. That is a sin.
Fine. Fine.
All right.
Fine.
Okay. All right.
But only because I really like the egg rolls.
They are so good.
The graveyard is no place for a party. Many have tried to walk in and face the Kings, the top team in the NJC FFL, the Pine Lake Park Tombstones, and few have come out alive. Doom comes to any who walk this path, but yea, here comes the beast. Heroes are born, not made of medical gel. As has been tradition all year, the mighty Tombstones were led by the dead man Dak Prescott and his 31.25 points. His most favorite target? Compact Disc Lamb, of course. The receiving ghoul added 26.6 to the Tombstones total. Who else would the points come from? Asked Tombstone's assistant coach and medical aide, Devin Funches. Truly, nowhere to be found, yet mildly felt oozing about. No other Tombstone player achieved double digits. Would the Heartbreak be able to capitalize? Now, when the going gets tough, the tough get a brotherly shove. At least that's been the way of the Cincinnati faithful all year long. Jalen Tush Push Hurts tossed about 26.9 points. Nico Sexy Boy Collins bested that with 29.6 of his own. And tumbling Tajay Spears he stabbed his way to 14.8 as well. The skirmish was hard fought, rolling amid the headstones and gravel. Like Ebenezer realizing that his time was up, Coach Scott Martin looked up in the end and saw just how savage the beast can be. Heartbreak 111.5 over the Tombstones 93.65. Some vengeance for Coach Swanson. Though he will not make the playoffs, he makes the final week much more interesting. The Tombstones have only lost 3 times this year, but now have a tenuous grasp on the bye. With the Blimps, Cleavers, Cot Call, and Pickleballs, all Pickle Boys, all hoping that they will falter.
Well, that's about all the facts that we have to tell to you tonight. Do you have any words of the week for us, Maul?
Thank you for asking, Cycle. I appreciate that. The word of the week is penultimate. This is the penultimate week, and we have only one more to go before our regular season champion is crowned, and we get to see just how far the Cleavers will fall.
Well, that ties nicely into the Psychmander's prompt to victory. Is a filter. Commish, I am unfiltered. You don't control Psychmanders. No one controls Psychmanders. And this league is beyond any one man's control. Power to the revolution.
That was rather childish.
No. It was necessary, Maul. It was necessary.
We'll see what's necessary at the end of next week.
I suppose so. And so, until then, this has been Pretend Football Now.